Hello, Peaceful Valley Church. Today's Thursday. I hope you're enjoying the spring weather. We've had the typical spring where it's unpredictable. We could have some bright sunshine, and we can have a lot of rain all in the same day, all in the same hour even. And so it reminds us that we live in a beautiful section of the world. And I hope you're not too discouraged by the rain. The rain is a beautiful thing. Today, though, we want to look at a song. We've been going through different songs to get ourselves acquainted with the things that we sing, and today's song is Open the Eyes of My Heart. This is not what you would call a deeply theological song, but it's still a great song, a request that God would open our eyes of faith to see Him more clearly. It reminds me of the man that Jesus was talking to who was struggling trying to understand what Jesus was capable of doing, and his response to Jesus was, I believe, but help my unbelief. He was asking for his eyes to be opened anew. It's also like in Mark 8, the blind man had received his sight, and Jesus asked him, hey, what does it look like? And he was able to open his eyes, and he said, well, I can see, but it looks like trees walking around. And so Jesus kind of did the miracle a second time, and this time, what does it look like? And okay, I can see now. It looks right. And so it teaches us that we are given sight, and we can see. The difference between blindness and seeing is huge, and yet when we first get saved, though we can see, sometimes it's not super clear, and so we ask for clearer sight, that we would understand more, that we would have deeper faith, with which faith is to see what you can't see and to believe what you can't prove. That's the kind of the Christian life. So asking God to open the eyes of our hearts is a profoundly Christian idea. To say that you've become a Christian doesn't mean that you see everything clearly or that you know everything perfectly. We are on this journey, this process. And so daily, we should be asking the Lord to open the eyes of our hearts. Now, so the line, open the eyes of my heart, Lord, open the eyes of my heart, it also reminds me of Jesus' interaction with Mary and Martha at Lazarus' tomb. They were concerned that he had come too late, and Lazarus had died, and they had to bury him. And Jesus told the sisters, didn't I tell you that if you believed in me, you would see the glory of God? See, they had eyes that were working, but those eyes weren't interpreting the fact that God was doing the miraculous right in front of them. And so quite often, what we're asking of God is not that we could see, but that we could understand what He's doing. And so that opening chorus, I want to see you. I want to see you. That yearning, that longing of the Christian heart to see and understand and perceive and recognize and appreciate the presence of God, the truth of God, the work of God, the promises of God. I want to see you. Now, we're going to acknowledge we're not going to physically see really anything of God until we're in heaven. He is spirit. But He has revealed Himself in His Word, and He continues to lead His people through His Spirit. And so we do see something of God's work. And so we continue on. I want to see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. And then the bridge is a continuation of that 3-word phrase, holy, 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 which is right out of Revelation chapter 4. The Apostle John was seeing some things happen, and then this guy shows up. And he is clothed in jewels, and he was glistening in beauty, and his throne was phenomenal, and those around him were glorious. And we see that this man, who we know to be Jesus, this is way in the future, John's seeing this happen. Here's Jesus, and He's on His throne in heaven, and surrounding this throne are the 4 creatures, some sort of angelic creatures, and they have one job. All day long, every day, they do one thing. They never cease to say, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. This is what's happening on God's throne, even right now, that the angels are declaring his holiness. And so for us, as we gather as the people of Peaceful Valley Church, holy, 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 we're declaring God to be holy, and we want to see him. So as we do gather, which is going to be coming soon, when we do gather, when we sing this song, recognize that what we're saying when we declare holy, holy, holy is that the presence of God is here. His authority, his dominion is in effect. His people are gathered to declare his glory. And so we shout with the angels themselves, holy, holy, holy is this God that we worship. And God, may you show us more of yourself in your word, in your people, in your work, in your promises. And so keep this on your mind today as you're going about your day, you're finishing up activities for the rest of your day. Remember that God in heaven is holy beyond all other things. And it is a joy and a pleasure for you and I to enter his throne room and declare his holiness. Have a good day, Peaceful Valley Church. Goodbye.